To the best I can remember, this is probably the worst I've seen either on the construction side or the code enforcement side.
Turmoil continues at a trailer park in Hermantown that is under investigation for many code violations. For nearly a year, from no running water to floors caving in to broken appliances, people have been living in homes deemed unsafe. The court now ordering the landlord to pay for alternative housing and to remedy the health hazards. Good evening, I'm Laura Lee.
And I'm Dan Wolf. Thanks for joining us. Despite the orders from the court, the embattled Maple Field Mobile Home Park in Hermantown continues to operate with no changes to the living conditions. And
now the owner has filed paperwork to close the trailer park. And while some renters have received eviction notices, others have been offered payouts by the owner.
And Northern News Now's Isabella Zadra spoke with one resident who received one of those payouts and was able to leave.
January 17th, he called me.
Rhiannon Buckwalter moved to Maple Field Park in 2021, right before the property was purchased by Steve Schneeberger.
I've never met him in person, and in all of my renting years, I've always met my landlord.
At the beginning of March, Schneeberger's lawyers sent over a document to the district courts declaring he is planning to close the trailer park. This follows a lawsuit filed by some of the renters over hazardous conditions the city cited the owner for. In that suit, they also claimed recent eviction notices are an act of retaliation. The landlord now telling the court he can't afford to bring the park up to the standards. Many residents who pay their rent month to month received a notice on February 28th saying they needed to be out by March 31st. However, Buckwalter got a phone call in January asking what it would take for her to be out sooner, by March 1st.
There wasn't leading up to it. It was just like, hey, I'm going to close the park most likely. Do you guys think you could be out?
Buckwalter says they originally asked for $5,400, which Schneeberger said was too steep. After throwing out a few different numbers, it was settled Buckwalter and her family would get $3,600 to leave. However, her family wasn't the only one to receive an offer. We've reached out to Schneeberger, who provided us with a statement regarding these payouts. He said offers were made to all tenants currently involved in the lawsuit. As far as other renters not involved in the suit, he said he's been working with them on a case-by-case basis. Buckwalter and her family recently were able to use their money to move into a new apartment, putting their time at Maple Field behind them.
We have a roof over our head. Our son has a bigger bedroom.
Hoping others from the park will be able to do the same. In Hermantown, Isabella Zadra, Northern News Now.
Isabella, thank you. Now, Schneeberger added he chose to offer these payouts instead of fixing up the park because of the cost of repairing the homes exceeded the actual value, and ideally the units should have been replaced. As far as the eviction notices go, the plaintiffs are still waiting for the court to make a ruling.